What is going on, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I'm super happy to be here. This is going to be an action-packed day today. Let me give some shouts. Obi Rose Kenobi, what's going on, y'all? If y'all want to catch Obi Rose, he does his Obi Rose's Cantina on Fridays. I should be there tomorrow, Obi. Holtz, I see you. Yeah, Holtz, I'm so sorry. Spicy chips. I owe Holtz so many things. Holtz had something about spicy chips, and I have not been able to respond. I've been just like super busy. And let me get some music going on because I'm gonna be talking for a little bit in the beginning. Then I'll let you on, and then maybe do a little sleep time stuff later on. So I see Rouster. Rouster, good evening. You know, I was on yesterday. I was with Rouster on a couple of different channels. So what is going on? Hey, Bob, when is the next Fall Guys stream? Bob, the next Fall Guys stream is going to be Sundays. So Thursdays I do like my talk, but yeah, Sundays is my next Fall Guys stream. I don't know, I may start doing it on Fridays too. But thank you so much. If y'all did not catch it, Bob was one of our players. Preacher's wife. I think that's what Bob calls himself. I forget what it is, Bob, but what is going on? Internet of Games. I was just saying I was with Roster on your channel yesterday. Watching Internet Games beat a couple of different games. So what's going on? Hey, Jeff Janak, how are you? Definitely listening, driving. Well, thank you for tuning in. Keep your eyes on the road. But like I said, we're going to be doing, it's a big day tomorrow. This day was like a huge day in entertainment. So definitely we're going to, I just want to highlight so many different things that happened, right? And so to kind of kick this off, you know, it didn't really make its rounds. Hey, David Wilson, what's going on? Congrats on, oh, thank you, Bob. Thank you all for subscribing. We are at 450, but it's always about the community. And so thank you all for that. But, you know, this week there was a game that launched. There's a lot of games that are launching. And I just want to highlight some of them because y'all know I like story games. I like narrative games. I like all games. I like community games like Fall Guys. I like horror games, as y'all know I stream. And here's one that we haven't really been talking a lot about recently. But you know what? I'm excited for it. It's a horror game, so you know it's not going to get the highest Metacritic scores. And I'm just super excited. So without further ado, I want to show y'all this one because I think, no worries, Bob. Take care later. See you this Sunday. But yeah, I want to talk about this game because it released this weekend and not too much fanfare. But as a horror fan, I'm going to raise it up and sing its praises. So here we go. Without further ado.
Since I last talked to anyone like this.
What's the matter, Emily? Why are you so sad all the time?
I got a job. Taking a client to visit her uplifter setup. You know what that is?
Nothing is the matter, nothing at all.
It's a place where you go when you need a vacation. But that place always felt inevitable to me. Like I'm chained to it.
10 years now. More even since he died.
Or like it's keeping me around for something.
He died a hero. He died, so now nobody asks anymore. Nobody asks. What's the matter, Emily?
Why the hell do I wake up hearing that damn voice? I don't want to dig up the past.
It's just me now. alone, in the dark.
What about now? Can you hear me now? What about now? Are we good? Muted? I'm not muted. I'm not muted. Muted background music playing, no voice. Okay. This is bingo. Okay, we're working. We're doing it. We're doing it today. Yes, we got a connection. So that's Alone in the Dark. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can I don't know. We'll eventually get it. See, I can't hear background music, but that's okay. So we'll just keep this going. But no big deal. You are now back. Yes, I'm back. So as I was saying before, that is it's not a remake. It is what they're calling a revival. So I know Rudix has this thing about remakes and remasters and so forth. They're trying to revive the series. This was supposedly one of the better ones from back in the early 90s. I'm tinted by Alone in the Dark. See, Internet of Games, I was thinking of you when I actually saw this game because you did so well with Mafia, and I feel like it's similar style. So yeah, I think it's something I'll probably jump into, but I definitely wanted to showcase that just because a lot of people haven't talked about it. You know, it's not the big flashy ones that are getting released this week. We saw the Rick too. It's dope, loving the flow. See, I can't hear the background music, and I'm so disappointed. But it's okay. I don't know what's going on. I'll eventually get it, I'm sure. And but yeah, so that's that is the game. But with that, we have some big hitters coming out as well this week. And this week, like I said, it was just huge. There's so many franchises I've talked about that released something. So here is one of those franchises. I know some of y'all are staying up really late for this. I know everybody's talked about it, but I do want to give a little bit of credit. You know, if you've been living in a rock and you haven't seen it, this one is launching. So for you PlayStation fans, here you go. We can talk about it if y'all want to get on this channel. But yeah, here we go.
As the old order crumbles, chaos begets the new. For some, revenge is sworn for the suffering they have endured. Others will break this sacred pact in pursuit of a noble cause. Fate is shaped by our own hands. What future will you forge?
So just in a few hours, Rise of Ronin, you may have already get it if you're on the certain part of the world, so apologies. Holt is like, yeah, I'm playing it right now. Yeah, Rise of Ronin. I know a lot of people have been excited about this game for like over a year, ever since it first launched. I think I'm pretty hyped for it. I think there's a lot of, they did a really solid job, I think, on the history of it to make it like historically accurate, and as well as the fighting styles. What I will say is, like, we don't really look at Metacritic scores here just because we feel like critics are, they get paid for you to look at their stuff. They don't really get paid for how accurate they are. But the Metacritic scores haven't been the most favorable for this one. And I think, if it's not your cup of tea, for sure, don't give it a don't force yourself to play it. I always say if it's something's not capturing your attention, don't go for it. But if it's something that you think you might like, that hack and slash feel, you like the kind of that time period in Japan, you like those type of game mechanics, third person view, you like a solid story, that might be the game for you. And if you're someone who, I think I saw you there, Rouster, you don't have a PlayStation, don't worry, because I think this game is one of those games that will be coming to Xbox, will eventually, as well as PC eventually. So that's something that's up your boat. Definitely, definitely, definitely give it a shot. Until I am at least chapter 7, Final Fantasy Rebirth. I see it, Obi. Well, if you're having a game and you're enjoying, keep enjoying that game. I am on the final boss of Prince of Persia. I got there about 2 days ago. I haven't really went back. I played for about 45 minutes. And I think tomorrow I may actually, focus in, do my thing, see how this story ends. But yeah, I say that to say, if you have a game right now, everything I'm showing is just maybe something for you to put on the back catalog, or recommend to someone else. Just because it's not your game doesn't mean it's not someone else's game. So that is Rise of Ronin. Now, this is a really big day tomorrow for another reason. Like, a lot has been shown to some Game of the Year nominees. And so I want to give a little bit of a shout out. Not that this game really needs it because it has a huge fan following. But yeah, this also is coming out tomorrow. I thought I would just launch it. It's a quick little trailer, but you'll know what it is. But here we go.
Is that Princess Peach? Yeah. Now shoot those punches with her feet. She isn't afraid to get her hands dirty. And she can lasso enemies to the ground. Princess stuff.
Take the spotlight and play like a princess. Princess Peach Showtime. Only on Nintendo Switch.
Princess Peach! Yes, Princess Peach. Peach. Shout out to TK9. He's been talking about this game for I think before it was even launched, or before it was even announced. But yeah, that's coming out tomorrow. So Nintendo has, first party game, really diving deep into their own IP, pulling that out. Oh wait, now I can hear the music. There it is. So yeah. So that is coming out tomorrow. Just huge day for gaming. Huge day for console gaming, particularly because you now have Rise of Ronin, currently a PlayStation exclusive. You have Princess Peach, definitely a Nintendo only IP. And you have this next game that's going to be coming out across all platforms. Some people are already saying that it may be Game of the Year. We talked about it a little bit last week, so I don't want to spoil any of the fun on that. But, I gotta show it just because we've talked about it on the show a couple of times. And it is launching in just a few hours for us stateside. So, with that, wait, we have a factoid. Yo, Sanchez, what's going on? We got a factoid. And I can't see the Forest Queen make you quit. I can't see you quit on the last boss. I thought you quit on the last boss. The Forest Queen, she's tough. She's gotta kind of know her pattern. I was able to take her out. Took her out really easily after a day, so I don't want to make it seem like I did it all the way. But yeah, she's a solid one. Someone who shoots arrows, that's all I'm gonna say. Rouster's beating the game. Someone who shoots arrows so far has been my most frustrating boss. That's all I'm gonna say. That dude pissed me off. But here's the factoid. Alone in the Dark was made by a studio of 50 people. What? The current one? Or the old one? That is crazy. I love hearing stories like that. Those are really super close teams, by the way, when you can do that. But with that said, let's talk about this next one. This next game. I have to look which one it is because oh yeah, Here it is. Here it is. Because I have a couple of things to show y'all today. Because I'm so excited about entertainment. So I definitely want to show y'all everything I can. But here's the next one that's getting launched later today or tonight, whichever you prefer. But you already know what it is.
Realm of fantasy and fate. You've existed before. As a chosen hero bestowed with immense power. A nefarious wielder of great magic. A conqueror of monsters. Now is the time to take your place among the worthy. Forge bonds. Gather allies. Fulfill your destiny. Go forth, Arisen. Follow thy heart to seek the truth.
Dragon Dogma 2. So it is already getting praised from some corners of the internet that this is the game of the year for 2024. However, some corners are not so convinced. What I will say again, if Metacritic is not your thing, don't read it. And if this game is your thing, go ahead and play it. Some people are saying that the open world concept rivals that of Elden Ring. Others are saying the story is much more immersive. I mean, obviously, if you're a Dragon Dogma fan, you've been waiting 10 years, 14 years for this game. So definitely, congrats. It's like how long I waited for Pikmin 4. But yeah, this game looks super interesting. I'm waiting for someone in our community. I think someone, let's see, who do I think would play this? Probably like an SPG or Ray, because those kind of people I think are really into this genre. So I'm waiting to see what they think of it before I personally dive into it. The thing I dislike about the gaming community is just because a game kind of feels like or looks like another game, they compare it to another game. So obviously it's getting a lot of comparisons to Elden Ring. I don't think by any like true Elden Ring fans or true Dragon Dogma fans, but just the overall echo chamber is kind of like trying to do that. So I don't think that's really fair for this game. However, with that said, I'm a big fan of Capcom and I'm really a big fan of what they've been doing recently. So yeah, I probably will get this game, not day and date, because I still have to beat Prince of Persia. And the Big Snake, I saw you there, Rouster. Hey, Wit, I see you. Yeah, y'all know I'm gonna just keep. Let me know if y'all want to see me play Prince of Persia, because they're coming out with a DLC that has a boss rush, which I would love to do that on stream, just because I think the bosses on Prince of Persia are pretty cool. So I would love to play that with y'all if y'all want to see that. But yeah, we'll be playing it. Oh, Jeff, Bruce Campbell will be playing it. All right, Bruce Campbell's Dragon Dogma type of player. Been playing OG Link's Awakening. Really, Link's Awakening's a pretty solid one. I can't see. Nobody Saves the World in Super Mario Wonder. Nice. Let me know how you like in Super Mario Wonder. We haven't, it came out. Mario games are usually a slow burn for them to work their way around the community. So let me know how you like that. I think you're only one. I only know one other person who's playing that game, but it's a game that we acknowledged on this channel. And Sanchez, I totally hear you. Wait for reviews or a price drop. I would say wait for a price drop. So same thing I would say. I might as well have a Prince of Persia trailer, but Prince of Persia's price just dropped. So if you're someone who is like, I'm not going to pay $50 for that game, I would rather pay $30. Prince of Persia right now is $30, and I think it's well worth it. If you're into Metrovanias, if you're into that. So I totally hear you on the price drop. That's why they dropped the price, so you can jump into games. And I think I'm waiting for the price drop on, what's the next game? The Ghost of Eden. I forget the name of the actual title of that game, but I'm waiting a price drop for that game. So I totally hear you on that. It has nothing. I don't think it speaks anything to the game. as much as it's just other games have higher priorities for me. That's how I look at it. Hey, Robert, what's going on? Apple, what is that supposed to be? Are you playing Rebirth? I am not. I am not playing Rebirth. Playing Prince of Persia and Ghost of Tsushima. And once I'm done with Prince of Persia, like I said, I may be buying Ghost of Eden. Oh, and Contra. Contra. I'm playing that game with my brother, which is really hard but really fun. We would like to see. Oh, I'm not sure. It takes a while for me to beat it, but I would definitely play the bosses for y'all when they come with the new DLC. Cross on your list to discuss. Well, Jeff, we definitely can, but I was going to leave it for you, seeing how I think you have a copy of the game. No, I may talk about it though. Contra demo was cool, wasn't it, Rouser? It was pretty cool. It was a running, gunning, and shooting type of game. Well, y'all, we still have some more trailers, right? You know, it's that part of the show where we're gonna kind of switch gears here because there's something else coming out tomorrow. And y'all know I'm a huge fan of this. So we don't just talk about games here. Like I tell y'all, it's all about entertainment. Y'all know I'm like this chick from the 70s and 80s. It's kind of my childhood. And you thought I was going to let this one slide? I think not, because there's a reason I am super hyped right now, because I might be going somewhere later tonight. But without further ado, I want to give a shout out to this. All right, let's see what I'm talking about. Whoa, let me know if y'all are getting bad connection. For some reason it's telling me I'm getting a bad connection, which I'm really frustrated about. But Ghostbusters, yes, Ghostbusters! Coming out tomorrow, Frozen Empire. If you have a Regal Theater by you, they're gonna have like a special little popcorn thing that looks like a ghost trap. So I'll probably be buying that. And I think AMC theaters are also gonna have like some little collector thing. But I'm a fan of all the Ghostbusters, even the all-female cast Ghostbusters. Everybody always asks me that. Are you a fan of the all-female cast Ghostbusters? Yes, I'm a fan of the franchise. I'm a fan of all of them. I like how they're all supported. And I like how this one kind of has some New York scenes in it. So Times Square, they did some interesting little promo stuff this week leading up to the movie. And if you haven't been checking out, there's actually another channel I check out a lot. They're not a gaming channel at all, but it's a Ghostbusters fan channel. I may post the link here if you're into that. They do tons of stuff for Ghostbusters every other day. And leading up to this game, the whole community is super excited about. It's actually the community that I learned about Ghostbusters Day from, that happens in June. So I was meeting up with them at Hooks and Ladders here in New York City. So it's really cool to meet up with that crew. So yeah, that is coming out tomorrow. And like I said, there's so many things coming out. I don't know why people are upset in the world. I think it's so many cool things are coming out. But yeah, with one more thing. Hey Jay, man, nothing much. I listened to Ghostbusters on Audible in December. Did you like it? Which one did you do? I think I have the real Ghostbusters cartoon DVD set. There's actually a Ghostbusters comic book set. There's so much stuff. I just love it. And it's from Sony. So someone's gonna be like, you're a Sony pony. No, it just so happens to be coming from Sony, y'all. So yes, there's that. But that's not all. I know there's so much that happened this week that I want to catch up on. If you can't tell, I'm super psyched about it. But I want to talk about this game. And this game I want to actually come back to because I think, it launched in the middle of the week. I actually had a very long discussion with one of my analysts about this game. So if you're still out there, we'll have to talk about it because I talked about an hour long with this. And I do want to add something else that we can maybe talk about when I bring guests on later in the show. All right. So if you missed it, you've been under a rock or you just didn't catch it and this is your first time seeing it, or if it's not your first time seeing it, here's another game not coming out this week, but was announced this week. And I'll tell you why I'm pretty excited about it.
They're combing the streets, searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy. By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
I'll be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Please, just stick to the rooftops. Be careful. Stand with me.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem. Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
So I apologize. Oh my. Okay, can y'all see me? Can you hear me? It's coming choppy for me. So if it's coming choppy for you, I apologize. Like, I just noticed this towards the end of the day today that my connection was having some issues. And I just didn't have enough time to like reset everything and like relook at everything. Yeah. Okay, y'all are talking Unreal Engine 5. So if y'all have not checked it on the coffee chat with Jeff and Ryzak this last Sunday, they actually did a whole thing on Unreal that if you kind of want to understand, they had a pretty good, I thought a pretty good segment that was going on about what's going on with Unreal. We talk a lot about it in gaming, but maybe that's not the bigger prize of it. Just saying. It looks good. Maybe a bit soft. What's that mean, Rouster? A little soft on the storyline? Well, I like it because of who it's being directed by. I like the story. Like, I like expanding into that part of the Marvel Universe. And just in general, seeing Captain America and Black Panther, it's kind of pretty interesting if we think about the origins of that. Your text screen, you added the Trapper Keeper to your devices. Is that why it is? It actually might be that. I'm not even joking. Like looking down at it. Because you're actually right. Around the time that I did start playing it, it's been doing this. See, it might be on some. It's probably because the bandwidth dropped a bit. Okay. All right. Let me think of what's going on. Let me try. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I had about 20 minutes when I started noticing the issue. I was on a call. And it just wasn't working right. Let me see. Maybe it's the music? I don't think so. I think the music's good. We'll see. I only have one more trailer. And I don't want to like do it right now because I just don't. Let me stop. Let me stop my music. Because I think it could be the music. I think it could be like a lot of things that are causing it. So let me try to lower my bandwidth right now. Hey, Lo-Fi, what's going on? So, So this last trailer is what I actually have been looking forward to for, oh, I don't know, for a few months now. So we talked about games coming out yesterday. We talking about games coming out tomorrow. We showed a game that's coming out like next year. This next trailer, I am really excited about. Like I don't think y'all quite understand how excited I am for this. Just because I am a huge fan of this franchise. I think it's actually considered one of the top. Goodness, it's oh my goodness, it keeps reconnecting and disconnecting and reconnecting, and we're gonna hold off. I don't want to show it right now, but it's a huge thing I want to show y'all. I just don't want to do it now. But let me see something really quick. Why am I having these bandwidth issues? Uh-oh. No. Don't say uh-oh. Don't say uh-oh. Okay, let me see if you can y'all hear me and see me? Let me see. Let me type to y'all. Let me see. Let me know. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me live? I don't even know. I don't think I am. It's soft, fuzzy, but yes. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm kind of getting them. I'm only on level Naraka. I don't even know what Naraka is. So that's a no from me. Frozen. No, seriously? What? My goodness. Oh my goodness, it is Frozen. Oh, that's not good. AV is back. Okay, are you going to talk about the big Fall Guys news? I didn't know what is the big Fall Guys news, Jeff? Why don't you go on the channel and talk about it? I'm gonna open up a link and I'm gonna see if that may fix it. Because I am getting pretty good signal on my end. And I don't know why it's doing this on y'all's end. But what am I trying to do right now? Let's do this. Let's do this. Do you have a but let's check this out. Video is downgrade. I bet it's a huge news. Let me do that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm like kind of upset now. I'm like, did I do something to piss off my internet? I think I did. I think I did. I don't get it. All right, let's try there. Let's try there. Maybe that'll do it. Maybe that'll do it. I'm sorry, Internet Games. I apologize, y'all. I apologize. I apologize. Let me see. Lo-Fi, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. And everybody else is saying the stream's down. Like, I'm wondering.
No, the stream went, for me, it went really low quality, but then you pushed the button and now everything's back to normal.
Really?
Yeah, you look great. Sounds great. Everything's normal now.
Everything's normal. You sure?
Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of more of a delay than there was before, but it's not bad.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, Lo-Fi, I'm going to play this next thing that I'm super excited about. Then we're going to talk. Okay.
Yeah, do it to it. Do it to
it. Yeah, we hold. I know you do. So we're going to do it too. Because I'm super excited about this. I've been looking forward to this for like some time now. So I'm going to play this because I'm super excited. And y'all are going to be super excited too. Okay.
Run.
Lo-Fi, what do you think of that?
That looks pretty good.
It's
It's
Alien.
in space. Huh? Huh?
Look, it's Alien, okay? I consider Alien one of the top 5 greatest movies of all time.
Ever, yes.
Top 5.
Yeah.
And so what I like about it is like, okay, like we could talk Alien forever, right?
Yeah.
So Alien 1 is like Alien is amazing.
Prometheus, you can go like, yeah.
Yeah, right. Aliens is amazing. Or Aliens amazing. Aliens is like action, but I'm okay with it. Lots of guns. Why join the military? Maybe not.
Maybe.
Alien 3 started going a little weird, right? But great actors and some of the best lines ever in an Alien movie are actually in Alien 3. And then Alien 4 gets really weird. Like,
Bro, and then there's Alien versus Predator.
okay, Alien versus Predator. So I know about those two. Giant predators and not so giant predators and alien, like it gets.
And you know, I'm gonna say something is up in the universe today. I just want to comment on something Jeff said earlier because now I'm agreeing with Jeff. That's the first evidence of today something being wrong. Me and Jeff are agreeing, and then yeah, Holtz normally goes first. I feel weird that I came on first, but we're gonna go with it.
We're gonna go with it.
Okay. Okay.
My internet. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but y'all are saying it's good now, right? You're saying it's decent.
I'll look back on your stream again real quick. Yeah, looks
I
good.
don't know. Like, I don't want to touch anything. Like, it's weird because I'm like, maybe I shouldn't touch something, even though I don't think it has anything to do with me touching something. There we go. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. See what I mean? I spoke too soon.
I don't know. It's still good over on my end.
So yeah.
Anyway, Alien. Yeah.
So Alien. So yeah. So they have this new Alien coming out. I'm excited, right? Because like they had the Predator came out, like Prey, that I think was Hulu, which is good. Like if you're into Predator, I think that's a solid Predator. But this Alien, what I'm liking about it is, and I don't know, I don't get too excited because we know what happened with Prometheus. We know what happened with what's the one that came after Prometheus?
Oh, that's where you start. That's where I start to lose it because the names are weird.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like that one happened and it kind of like went off. It went in a direction that I didn't agree with personally. I took offense to it. So this one is technically taking place in between the first Alien and Aliens. So it takes place right in between there. And it's with a bunch of kids. Like, and you know, I'm a super fan of like kids getting killed by aliens. Don't ask me why. It's actually something I enjoy seeing in movies.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I like
it. You know, I don't know. I think that's
I can't think of one time I've seen it, but I imagine if I could think of it right now, I'd be like, yeah, that's actually awesome. I'm picturing it in my mind.
That's all I'm saying. Like I think like aliens, you know, kids running from aliens is actually pretty cool. You know, like I'm the type of person who was cheering for the clown in It.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
You know, that's just my thing.
Yeah. You know, E.T. was originally written as a horror.
E.T. is a horror.
Well, I guess so. Yeah. I guess you can still look at it that way.
It is a horror, isn't it? Like, you know. It is. I think the scariest part. No, I think E.T. has its moments. Like when they're coming to get him and they're like in these spacesuits and stuff. That part always freaks me out. And especially in the beginning. But yeah, so this one has kids, right? In space who are running from the aliens. Obviously, one kid's not gonna make it. Like, like I think that's what I look forward to. Like, how do they do that first kill of a kid in this type of movie?
And
You
this,
know?
yeah,
Because it's always like they don't know what's going on, and like it's like always the kid who's a jerk who like goes off on their own. Like I actually am taking wagers. Is it the kid who was a jerk who goes off on their own, or is it like an
or
innocent
do they
person?
make them extra cute and like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
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 yeah.
exactly. Like, oh wow, they're serious. Like they're seriously going in. You know what I mean? I do these things. Am I the only one? I can't be the only one who does this.
That roots for the bad guy.
Yeah,
No, I love to root for the bad guy.
that's right.
If you're someone who watches wrestling, like you gotta. The bad guys are the best.
You got to do it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it because it seems like it might. So Prometheus, someone said here, Sanchez said he liked Prometheus. I think Prometheus was cool. It's not Prometheus. I don't have it. It's not Prometheus, the one that I have the issue with. It's the one that came after Prometheus that I have the issue with. I can't think about it. It's the one where they go to like the planet. And yeah, that's the one I have an issue. Prometheus, I get into it. Like it's decent. Like you had to get the series. You wanted to reboot the series.
Covenant?
So
Is that the one?
Covenant. Covenant is the one I have an issue with. Because I feel like Covenant was done well. Like unlike Alien 4 and Alien 3, where don't ask me why the CGI in that is so horrible. Like we're gonna talk about that in a second too. Like CGI in general. Like why do movies get worse? Like why is Lord of the Rings from 20 something years ago better?
Because it's hitting that uncanny valley.
What do you mean?
It's hitting it way too hard.
But like
Where
why
it's
are
like
the Rings
so
of
real,
Power-
but it's not quite right.
Yeah, like why are the Rings of Power so much worse than Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, because no matter how real they make it, your brain can still see that it's not real,
No,
and it
like
makes it
why
look
is
bad.
Alien 3 like if you go watch Alien 4, the one where they have like hybrid alien human people, like that's weird. Like I hope they paid Sigourney Weaver a lot of money for that because I'm like, I never saw her the same. And I like her from a lot of movies. I never saw her the same after that.
Did
Like,
you see her? Was she in Avatar? Wasn't she in Avatar?
yeah, I still haven't seen her the same. Like, I'm like, chick, you get.
Oh,
like,
that's the one you're talking about from Avatar?
Yeah.
That's when you stopped looking. Oh, okay.
Alien 4.
Oh, Alien 4.
Alien Resurrection.
I'm gonna have to give
is
that a
the
rewatch.
one. What's that?
I'm gonna have to give that a rewatch.
Don't rewatch it. It's
bad?
horrible. It's Alien.
You know what? I want
4.
to. You know what? You know what's. You want to go? Well, I know we're talking about Alien, but I just want to say what could possibly be better than Alien is The Thing.
The Thing. Okay, let's go back. Let's go. We're going way back. We're going way back.
I'm just saying, Kurt Russell, that was a dope movie. But anyway,
I mean, I love how that's what you said. Kurt Russell, that was a dope movie.
that's all you need.
I feel like you need to put that on a shirt. Kurt Russell, that was a dope movie.
That's it. That's all you need. Is Kurt Russell.
Like no one, everybody would be like, I want to argue with you, but there may be that off chance that there's something I'm not getting.
Yeah. But I came to you bearing goodies today for the conspiracy theory section of our talk.
Oh, geez. Oh, geez.
I did. One of them, I think, I'm going to get some hate.
Okay.
All right. And we'll start with that one.
Okay,
so,
here he's going into it.
Have you ever thought about the fact that like birthday sex is just having sex to celebrate your parents having sex? I mean,
wow.
That one's problematic. So anyway, I give you that gift to think about and ponder on. But can you do a poll?
Well, ask the audience, do y'all want to poll for that one?
Not for that one. Not for that one.
Not for that one. Okay. Not for that one.
So here's the poll, all right? And don't answer in chat, all right? Is the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island or on Liberty Island?
Oh wow. All right. Statue. Okay, that's actually a good one. Ellis or Liberty?
Yeah.
Okay, start poll. That's actually a really good question. I like how we bring educational value to this. Yeah, Obi, you're not the only one. Lo-fi definitely went there. Weird thoughts. It's cloudy thoughts. It's cloudy thoughts on Shades of Purple. What can we say? Lo-fi, you still there?
I am here.
Yeah, so we're putting that in the chat right now. He saw it in Vegas.
Yeah.
Saw the Eiffel Tower in Vegas.
It's right next to the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that's where they were. Yeah, I don't. We're gonna figure this one out. Rouser should know. Purple should know. I actually could see the Statue of like Holtz should know. Holtz was just there. Holtz was just there. He's in backstage right now.
I just saw this little tiny one of those TikToks about Mandela effects, and this is one of them. And like people, I remember being told that it was on Ellis Island. I remember my whole life Ellis Island. So now, anyway, in this TikTok, they're showing people where they've taken pictures of themselves in front of Ellis Island, and there's nothing there. But why are all these photos of people taking pictures in front of nothing? They're old photos. So apparently it's on Liberty Island. I'm telling you, I've never even heard of Liberty Island until this stupid Mandela effect came up.
I knew never. I love Ellis Liberty. Something never fails me on this. So Ellis Island, right? So here's the scientific reason why I am going to make the why I'm going to say what I'm going to say, right? So there's a movie with Will Smith and this other chick, and they go on a date. I can't think of the movie. She's like one of my Eva Mendes. Like there's a movie with those two.
Yeah.
And they go on a date and they go to Ellis Island, but they don't go look at the Statue of Liberty. So that makes me think that it wouldn't have been on Ellis Island. You know what I mean? Because
So
the whole point of that scene.
What is on Ellis Island?
Hitch.
What happens on
Hitch.
Ellis Island?
Hitch, exactly.
Hitch. Yeah, there you
go. Right. So like that. So Ellis Island. So like if I'm going back, so this is all science. Like this is history.
Right.
I'm gonna do this because we have a former president of the United States who does this a lot, and it makes it seem like he's smarter when he does this.
Yeah.
So I want to do that. So I'm gonna do that. Like I'm not hiding anything. So Hitched, they do that, but they go and they look at these records of Ellis Island. So like there's records there. That's what I'm gonna say is on Ellis Island. They don't see the Statue of Liberty.
Records are there.
Yeah.
So the records are so famous that somehow I know about the island. Other than that, it has no significance. Me way over here, they're like, hey, make sure you know about Ellis Island with all the records on it. I'm telling you, dude. I think
location is all I have to say.
I have slipped through dimensions and landed in yours is what has happened here.
I'm just that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm gonna do this. Or I don't know how they do this.
You're close.
You're close. You're believing me now?
I'm almost believing you. You gotta have like nicknames for people in chat, some insults. Sit down, shut up, like things like that.
But look, I'm holding my. Can I do this? that work? All right. I'm not good. Well, fine. Thank you for coming by. We got Holtz who's been waiting for a second, but you can always. You're welcome back. I'm hoping the chat does not close down on me. But here we go.
Thanks for having me. Shout out to everybody in chat, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Thinking yes, and the only person, y'all, who can make you think is birthday sexual intercourse just giving homage to your parents having sexual intercourse. Makes you think. Or not. Which one of those? Well, fine. All right, Holtz, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, right. Well, here in a lovely little island called United Kingdom, we actually learned that Ellis Island was a island where immigrants used to travel to the United States and get sort of approved to go to the mainland of the United States. So it was sort of a medical facility where they used to actually test your eyes and your mental health and your sort of other things, and then they would register on the island, and that is where the files was. Liberty Island is the island that was man-made by New York to house the Statue of Liberty. And before I even visited New York, Ellis Island, and Liberty, I knew that before that. So when it was like, oh, it's a Mandela effect, I was like, only in your head. Only.
Wow. So, I think this is the most American moment ever, is that you had a foreigner tell an American about their history. I think
And
that sums up the state of affairs in the world right
you
now.
have to realize where the state Ellis and Liberty is, it was conquered by Amsterdam first before the British rule and stuff like that. So, there's a lot of history to pay attention. So when us Europeans, we learn this, I guess it went over a lot of people's heads in New York because maybe it's trivial. I don't know.
To tell you the truth, New Yorkers actually don't even. It's really interesting. So I think Whit can attest to this. New Yorkers actually don't know really anything that's like touristy in New York City. Like we just know to avoid those areas.
Yeah, but it's not tourist, is it? If it's history, and the point is that where did immigrants actually migrate to in America before they actually got verified? It was Ellis Island, and yeah, that's what Ellis Island.
Hold. I think you're extremely wrong, right? Because this is a very interesting point. We all know immigrants migrate to the southern border to get apprehended, and anything about Ellis Island or Liberty Island is fake news.
Different
It's fake
migrants.
news.
I get different migrants at the 200-year shift. I get it.
Makes you think. Makes you think, y'all. Makes you think how yeah. I'm not
But
gonna
sadly, the people who
not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there.
migrated to Ellis Island, for example, if they were not fit to land on sort of New York and that, they got sent back. They got the journey paid back. See you later. Ta-ra. Off you go if you weren't medically fit.
They created a statue to welcome people, and now they create a wall.
No. The French. No, they didn't. America didn't create the statue to welcome people. The French created the statue by saying, well done, America, adopting democracy and liberty. Hence, the new world, why Statue of Liberty is one step forward, because in the end, he's moving towards liberty. Americans never built the Statue of Liberty. The French.
Did you say democracy is one step forward?
No, liberty values.
Liberty values is one step forward.
Well, that's what they say about the Statue of Liberty. It looks like the Statue of Liberty is raising 1 foot to go forward.
Sure, she's not raising 1 foot to do the moonwalk? Because that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like.
Me, as a child in the 90s, I thought she was there to help build up New York City's positive energy to beat the Ghostbusters and beat the natural forces against the Ghostbusters. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, I mean, you've seen that statue. I've seen that statue. I don't know how that statue walks across the Hudson River in Ghostbusters 2.
I was upset because what the problem is when you actually meet people from different cultures, you realize that it's a stereotypical thing. And when I actually seen the Statue of Liberty, and I remember you saying, how does it walk across the Hudson? When I seen it, I was like, wow, that's small.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said, and I was like,
I got one, yeah, I did one.
And I was like, it was that small, you couldn't even tell it was on Ellis or Liberty.
Oh, I see that. I see that. It's interesting how there's so many of these things that, like, you look at the Eiffel Tower and you're like, oh, guess that's a radio tower. Statue of Liberty.
We have it here in London when they say Big Ben. Big Ben, they assume it's the tower, but it's not the bell inside the tower.
They named the bell Big Ben.
Big Ben is the bell, not the tower.
My goodness.
Every time people take the picture of the clock towers and the tower, they think that's Big Ben, but it's not the bell inside.
Interesting. And for y'all who are not foreign born and you're in the United States, Big Ben is not. He's not referring to the state park, Big Ben State Park. He's referring to Big Ben, the clock tower
Anyway,
in London.
I've
in
came
London.
on not to talk about United States Mandela effect.
You did. You came out swinging.
I mean,
okay, look,
that was the past guest. I just have to say that as a European United Kingdom person, we knew what Ellis Island was.
do the towers have their own name? No, wait, they don't think like that over there. The bell does. Come on, who names a tower anything? Freedom Tower? No, that's an American thing. Over there, they named the bell.
Wait, the Americans didn't. The Americans didn't name.
Or not.
The Americans didn't name Label Liberty. That was the French who called a lazy liberty. Not that. That was the French who said that.
Ben was Michael Jackson's rat. Wait. Was Ben? That's a great. Now that is a creepy movie. Bubbles was Michael Jackson's chimpanzee.
Yes.
But Michael Jackson had a rat, or did he just sing the song about the rat? Oh man, that is such a creepy. That's such a creepy movie. But
you know,
yes.
he sang "Big Ben is not my clock. He's not the one."
Billie Jean. Big Ben. I never saw Over the Bell End is an insult. Brits are wild. Over their bell end is an insult. Brits are really well. No one's ever told me why do British people. I told y'all. You talk like elves. You talk like elves. Elves and billy goats. Why do y'all share the same language?
Over the Atlantic, there are billy goats
and elves. And you know, I don't know why, but everywhere else we.
What people say, they're taking the hobbits to Holt's house. That's the lyric.
That's what they're doing.
Well, we get them slave labor, get them to mine, get all the resources, and off to Mordor you go. They drop off at my area first.
Elves don't go to Mordor.
Hobbits do. Hobbits and elves do. Elves went to Mordor. So
not for slave labor. That's what the orcs do.
Well, maybe.
What kind of British person is this? He speaks their language and doesn't even know their stories.
The evil ones. The evil ones.
Oh my goodness! I just pulled this out. Holt, say something.
Say something.
Oh, there you go. Holt's is probably really good on karaoke night. I would imagine he is. Big Ben Roethlisberger.
I blag it.
Not that one either.
I send videos worldwide just to blag it. Potato chips, stuff like that. It's all just dumb fun.
So potato chips. This is actually, you asked a really interesting question. So y'all, Holt asked me, what is a spicy potato chip I would recommend? And this is a really crazy question because potato chip has to be a potato, right? Because now they have potato chips made out of corn. And like, it makes you think, like, is that a potato chip anymore?
I'm not that smart to realize I'm eating a corn chip. If it says potato and it's potato, it's a potato
like
chip.
Like a Dorito. Is a Dorito and a Lay the same category?
I call it, I do call chips. I call them chips just for your, because you call them chips. I was just trying to say, to me, it's crisp, pity crisp. And I was just trying to, I put it in Discord. I was like, yeah, I want a Discord. Look at this funny moment. And here you go. Because it was delicious.
Absolutely. Like a Rice Krispie treat.
I remember you said you like spicy chips. And I
love spicy chips.
I was just trying to do a humorous moment by saying, look, people, I've got spicy chips.
Mm-hmm. You did no, but you actually spun like, if I had to like give someone a spicy chip to try, which spicy chip would I say, yo, that is a really good spicy chip? And it made me kind of, I'm gonna go with Salsitas. Right now, I think that's or Red Hot Blues. I told y'all those are kind of like my two go-to spicy chips if I want spice. But see, that's the thing. They're not potato chips, they're corn chips. So then it makes me think like, huh.
The packet read homemade potato crisp. So I'm leading that they were potato, they weren't corn. I don't know what you Americans are using with your Doritos and your friggin' all this other stuff, corn chips, but to me it was potato. That's only what crisp are made out of.
They're only made out of potato. So wit has something like that looks like a mathematical equation. Corn chips equals divided equals potato chips. So that's definitely secondary degree calculus there.
Okay, is there more meat in a corn chip than a corn dog?
Is there more meat in a corn chip or a corn dog? A
'Cause
corn
why
chip
do you-
doesn't have meat.
Why does a corn dog? Why do they call it a corn dog if it's meat?
A corn dog.
If it's a meat product, why do they call it a corn dog? That's what I want to know.
Like I'm gonna.
Why do they call it a hamburger when it's made out of beef? I'm just confused.
Why is a hamburger called a hamburger if it's not made out of beef? I don't know. But I'll tell you what I tell what I coach people to tell me when they tell me I don't know. I don't know, Holtz, but I'll get you the answer tomorrow.
Purple, I wish you reply with that sentence. I've been waiting 2 weeks after time on Twitter. I'm like, I wish you just put, I'll see you tomorrow to give you the reply. I'm like,
I'll answer you tomorrow. But let me know if you need
yeah, but
the answer sooner.
remember, we British know tomorrow never comes. Dun dun dun.
Oh my god, tomorrow never dies.
Well, it can never comes, but you still got the rest.
Oh my goodness, 007. I have it back there. I have one of those. It's like the 007, the new one with Daniel Craig and
Oh,
Great Blu-ray.
distracting. I've came on to say my heartache, Pebble, my heartache. And I wanted to express this for 2 weeks.
Your heartache on what? You get that checked out?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Don't. Obi Rose is playing this game, right?
I don't care. I need to tell her.
Okay, they just released a patch for it.
I mean, this is not about the patch. This is not about the patch or the performance anymore.
Ooh, look at that. I can't see comes in like this is like Crow Resin level coming in with the facts. A corn dog is called such because it's covered in cornbread.
So it's the cornbread, not the dog, is it? Okay.
What are you throwing shade at that? It's not good enough. That is such a British thing to do, Holtz. You get the right answer, and it's not right enough.
I'm going to do? I'm going to get all the corn dogs I know and throw it in the sea.
They do this. They do this. They like the British are the ultimate like moving the goalposts. Like you could answer something totally to the right, like 2 + 2 = 4, and they'll be like,
do you know what, Purple? July the 4th, I'm going to get me
4 right.
July the 4th, I'm going to get me corn dogs, and I'm going to get me corn Doritos, and I'm going to throw them in the ocean.
No representation. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. There's so many historical like innuendos right now. I guess is what I would say in this show. That
I mean, how can you call it Liberty Island and Ellis Island when it was made out of trash bags? And
hey, Crow's here too. Crow, we had a question. Why is it and I can't see answered it. Why is a corn dog called a corn dog if it's not corn, it's meat?
And also, why is it called Ellis and Liberty Island if it was man-made?
Ellis Island was man-made.
So was Liberty.
I feel like if I squint, you will. Is this Ellis Island is man-made and Liberty Island is man-made?
I'm pretty sure it said it was mentioned that it was made out of all trash and all exported things, and it just built up and built up.
No, New Jersey is made out of all trash. Sorry, Rouser. I had to.
Yeah.
I had to. Oh my God. Oh, Obi Rose is there too. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to take the shot. I saw it and I took it. Oh man. Oh man. I answered Ellis Island. Yeah, no, oh Crow, it's Liberty Island. Could you believe it's Liberty? I've never been to Statue of Liberty, which is crazy. See, Cherry Man's actually a native New Yorker. I told you this is more popular outside of New York than inside of New York.
I mean, you wonder why the French didn't give us just the Statue of Liberty, don't you? Why they sent it to somewhere else. They couldn't even get it right.
Well, there is something called, this is the question I have of you, since we're talking about the French and the British.
No, we won't have a Final Fantasy VII remake.
No, isn't William of Normandy technically French?
William of Normandy?
Yeah.
Where's Normandy?
It's in France.
So William of Normandy is from Normandy, France. Well, it says in the title, doesn't it? William
so aren't you all technically French?
Who the hell's William? I've never known William of Normandy represent any English, Irish, Welsh, Scottish person in my life.
But didn't he go over there and take it over, and now y'all are all the same? You're technically French.
The French has never conquered Britain. The only people who've conquered Britain are the Romans, right? And the Scandinavians, the Vikings who invaded as well, which I want actually repercussion, by the way, guys, if you're going to offer it. Thanks. But we come Anglo-Saxons because the Romans and the Norwegians invaded Britain. We've never been conquered by anyone else, the French. Who's William of North?
Oh, but I thought he was the Norman king. He was the Norman king of England. I thought, isn't that like...
Listen here, all the royal families are inbred, so you'll find them in every single country. French.
We're not talking about the royal families. We're talking about, aren't y'all French technically?
We're not French.
I'm just saying, if William of Normandy took over, aren't you technically French?
William of Normandy? Never heard that name before in my life. How far does William of Normandy go back?
I don't know. Far enough.
Far enough. I mean, all I know is that the Romans and the Vikings were the only ones that sort of invaded Britain.
Maybe we need to get an Assassin's Creed game with William of Normandy. Maybe that'll help you.
We had a French Assassin's Creed game, and we had the English Assassin's Creed game, and we never ever heard that.
All right, later. I can't see. Thanks for joining. I can't see. And let me know if you want to join the channel sometime. Glad to see you. And Mario Wonder loving the game.
The only William that I know was William Wallace from Scotland.
He's a northerner. Didn't tell them about 1066 yet. See,
William Wallace?
No, William of Normandy. I didn't make this up. There's a dude named William of Normandy. He's very central to the English history.
And he became king in 1066.
Sometime. Google says William the Conqueror, first Norman king of England. That's what I'm saying.
And was he from France?
Well, his name's William of Normandy. That's what I was saying.
No, people in chat said it wasn't. It was 1066.
He's a northern. I'm just saying, is he
from
Normandy?
The difference between a northern king to a Normandy.
He was born in France.
He was a French king that came.
How is it not how do you know about American history, but you don't even know English history?
Was he named anything else than William the Normandy?
No, he's literally named William of Normandy.
William the Conqueror. William.
Yeah, and he conquered something known as England
in 1066. I was after.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong on this?
Well, this goes to a point, doesn't it? I know 1066, the Battle of Hastings, but it's
yeah.
Was that William?
I feel like this is a weird situation right now. It's how does Holtz know everything about the U.S. history? Is trying to come at Lo-Fi for not knowing Liberty Island.
No, I didn't. Lo-Fi asked the question.
Know.
He said Lo-Fi asked the question. He said it was the Mandela effect. I've came on to speak for Final Fantasy, and you've asked questions. I'm like, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, he conquered. Like, it literally set off what is known as the Middle Ages.
Hmm. I mean, I only know that the only people that it conquered was the Romans and the Vikings. I've never heard the French say they conquered England.
Oh my goodness, this is the weirdest thing.
Now
This
the
is the
problem is,
weirdest thing.
now the question is, did they win England? Did they conquer Britain, or did they get married in to be the king of Britain?
No, he conquered it in the Battle of Hastings. It was like a thing. Like, if you were back alive back then, you would be like, oh, that's William of Normandy, the conqueror who conquered us and civilized us.
In 1066.
Yes.
But we were civilized before that, before the
No, that is technically considered the Dark Ages.
ancient Britain, ancient England.
No, Dark Ages is like the time where before, like the time in between the Roman Empire, where you were civilized by them. So we agree that too. And then the Roman Empire fell.
Yes.
Okay. And then when it fell, there was like no like learning or anything. And that's when the elves came and the dragons and all that. And it's considered the Dark Ages because there's like no written history. It's like just like y'all are right. You're like heathens. And then William of Normandy comes and conquers you.
And you know that Saint
Am I wrong?
George, you know Saint George was never from England. He was from the Middle East, and he came this way just to slay the dragon, the Welsh dragon. True facts.
I'm just saying the Welsh dragon. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. All right, we went to so much history on this one. This has been very enlightening. So, like, the history that is told to people. It's like actually coming full circle what is happening currently in the world right now, and the laws and history, and what is actually told to people, and what other people know about them. Like Crow, he's like seriously skeptical about this. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like that's something like I somewhere gained that knowledge, and somehow you gained the knowledge that Liberty Island has this Statue of Liberty. Ellis Island is this other thing. That's really interesting that they taught you about that, about the United States.
It was the Battle of Hastings, and it probably is a William. But I never heard William of Normandy. Never heard that title. You could say William the Conqueror, maybe William, and I probably, oh yeah, that makes sense, but never William of Normandy.
Like Holt is like questioning his entire existence at this moment.
No, here we learned about the Norwegians, the Egyptians, the Romans, the Aztecs. We learned probably not our own.
That's interesting. Those are all the cultures that y'all actually have the winning bet on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Holtz? Right, those are all the cultures that you actually have done something, but then the culture that actually did something to you, you don't know anything about that.
We never won the Americans, and I still know about Liberty and Ellis Island.
Oh my goodness, this is oh.
Anywho,
you know, let bygones be bygones. You know,
Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Here we go.
I'm never joining this stream again for the Mandela effect. I tell you that I'm never going to do it. But what a big load of crap.
Okay, all right. Tell us why is it a load of crap?
I started this before I actually played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I thought to myself, this is going to be game of the year. It's going to be so open world. It's going to be, I trust Square Enix. It's going to be amazing. And I've come off Final Fantasy 16 and Forspoken. And then what I realized was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has done everything that's really irritating.
Did we lose Holtz?
No.
I'm losing it again. Holtz, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, I think they lost me. Okay, so you were saying
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has done exactly everything that I hated.
Why is it doing this? It's doing this all the time. I'm here.
People, I can still hear
Holtz, you stay in. I'm going to drop out. You stay in. Holtz, stay in the chat. I'm going to drop out. You stay here. You entertain chat, okay?
Pebble's dropping out. Well, how can I entertain them?
Let me see.
How can I entertain chat? Oh, my name is Stephen Lee Holtz, born in Britain, United Kingdom, Northwest Liverpool, son to blah 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 blah. I'm gonna, and to me, I'm like, sounds fancy, but I don't even know my history. 1066. But I definitely don't. I definitely know a hamburger is not made out of ham, and I definitely know a corn. It's got more meat than a corn chip, for example. But actually, why I'm here, I actually just wanted to say, oh, Babel's back.
Am I back? I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can still hear you through there.
All right. Can you see me?
I can see you.
All right. Go ahead.
So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is I love this franchise. I love Final Fantasy VII Remake. I love the approach they were doing. I really wanted an open world. And then over the years, I started realizing that I've had too much open world, that I started wanted to bring it together and have a more linear approach. Because what I started realizing in games, we were starting to have the same approach, what I believe is a Ubisoft approach, climbing towers, repeating the same fetch quests, and nothing really made sense. And I never believed Square Enix would take this approach. So when I played Final Fantasy VII, I was like, oh yes, here we go, baby, here we go. And then I realized the climbing mechanics and
The climbing mechanics, go ahead.
and the traversing mechanics were crap, absolutely crap. I'm talking about my Cloud can barely climb over the rock half the time. I'm like, come on, Cloud, lift your leg over that rock and we'll be fine. And to me, I'm like, if you on top of which has been done in other Final Fantasies, jump off with a chocobo and glide, but for some strange reason, it just doesn't work. And I thought to myself, oh, well, let's see what the open world mechanics look like. And I started grinding in the first area. Great. Climb a tower, find a rock, scan an enemy. Oh my God, it's going to get better as I progress in the game. And then I realized it was the same fundamentals that I've seen in a Far Cry game 10 years ago. And to me, I've just been so fatigued with the likes of Far Cry and Ubisoft games like Assassin's Creed that I can't believe that Square Enix took this approach. Now, I love the story of Final Fantasy VII, and I just said, you've just padded this game off with fluff, absolutely fluff. And I'm doing it to sort of challenge myself to level up. And then I realize I'm getting crap, absolutely crap. And then I realize it's a waste of time. And I can't believe I put 40 hours in now, chapter 5, and I'm repeating the same stuff that makes a game boring from a Ubisoft point of view, and Square Enix has just copied and pasted it.
Well, you lost me, Holtz, when you said I put my faith in Square Enix. Those are famous last words of a mini person.
So repeat for people that Square Enix has sort of repeated a formula that worked for Ubisoft 10 years ago with Far Cry and Assassin's Creed. And what they've done is they created an open world that's very boring, absolutely boring. And in the end, they're telling you to do towers, scan sites, and it's just so repetitive and not fun at all in today's story of RPG telling. And I thought to myself, Square Enix, you're making this game feel like you want me to quit because it's so tedious. I've lost love in the franchise of Final Fantasy VII.
So I've been following Ronan Storm, who we haven't had on the channel. I may bring Ronan Storm on the channel one day. I've been following Ronan Storm. He's been doing a playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And like, y'all don't ever hear me talking about Final Fantasy that much because I didn't really play it when it was getting super popular. I was already like an adult. But I hate to hear that.
The problem is you can't have game.
Holtz. What?
Lost me again.
Well, Holtz, where did I cut off?
I hate everything you said. You're not cutting off to me.
Oh my goodness, why am I feeling like I'm cutting off to people then? Okay, well, yeah, so that's what I don't know. I'm gonna have to. It says to restart my adapter. That's why I don't like. That's why I don't like PCs. I don't know why. I should have just stuck with the Chromebook. Now I have a
But
PC,
to
and now I
me,
have these issues.
when you've seen Square Enix evolve
Why
in
do I
like the
have
whole,
these issues?
when you've seen Square Enix have like sort of Forspoken and the Dirt Traversal, we've seen
Ah,
other.
what is
Can chat tell us, is it me or is it purple that's switching off?
going on? I am gonna have to cut this short. Hold.
Reset the adapter. And yeah, and chat. I mean, this is one thing that I didn't really. I thought Square Enix was going to do a Witcher 3 approach where it's going to be a vast world where everything seems to change. The dynamic of the world changes. The side quests are going to sort of evolve and add context to the world. And then when I've actually played this game, it's just such a rinse and repeat. And I feel like I can't progress in the main story without playing the side quests. That's how I get my SP, my folios, and my experience. But then one thing that I really hate about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is mini games shouldn't be forced on people. You can identify a sort of approach to play a mini game, and if you fail, the story carries on, absolutely carries on. But I feel like with Final Fantasy VII, once you got an epic story moment, they can force you to play mini games, and it's so boring and and not fun at all. I'm like, well, leave that for the gold saucer. But to me, it's like stop, start, stop, start. And I just feel like this is the only RPG that I've encountered this sort of fatigue. There's no fault at like Assassin's Creed or um, Far Cry or other past games because they sort of changed the genre at that sort of decade or entry into the franchise. But I feel like Square Enix, you've just done a bad approach. And I feel like I know the story. I want it to evolve a little bit, but what you're doing is making me drag my feet. And I can name other RPGs in the past that had these issues that no one liked. So it's about Forspoken, not Forspoken and Horizon. Um, and I just see why did Square Enix take that approach. So I don't know if any of you are actually playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and you actually agree or disagree, but I feel that's why I actually wanted to come on to Purple's show today to realize I can't believe a big hitter that I've had faith in for years is literally made me feel like I just want to change a game up. So what I'm actually happy for now that the franchise is sort of caused me issues and stuff like that. I'm really happy to play Rise of the Ronin, and I'm so happy to play Princess Peach, and just sort of try a different genre because I feel like I'm not really enjoying this type of RPG mechanics that we've seen in Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, now Final Fantasy, and now I want to go back to try different mechanics in a Persona or Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and stuff like that. Yeah, Cowboy, you did actually hear Forspoken, and what we actually like about Forspoken is the traversal mechanics, meaning a little rock, little mountain, little hill would not stop Frey. Up she goes. But I just feel like the climb mechanics in Final Fantasy Rebirth is so janky. You like Cloud, jump off that little rock, will you, mate, and land on that point. It won't break your leg, and I just feel like it just makes Cloud go ooh, ooh, and you feel like Forbidden West changed it up. Forspoken evolved it. You had Tears the Kingdom. They all evolved this climbing mechanic, and I just feel like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. What was Square Enix thinking doing this approach? So I think purple's having difficulties. I think that William of Normandy sort of attacked their adapter. I am not sure. So we actually see Rouster said, so tired tonight. Do you know what, Rouster? Actually, I've been really enjoying your and Rudig's approach to gamers who lift. And like, if I just go like for example here, I can like, I mean, Cowboy knows that it just lift and repeat. But I've been loving your community take on actually staying active in gaming, because I feel like that is one factor where I feel like us gamers, we sort of slouch, bad posture, don't go to the gym. And I've been loving hearing yours and Rudig's approach in trying to keep a balance between both hobbies. Been amazing. So yeah, I actually scroll down to actually read chat. I don't know if it's actually scrolling up to be relevant or scrolling down. I'm assuming we're using Restream. So I've never seen this before. So it's actually scrolling up to actually see it. Yeah, it's still gaming still, but yeah. Yeah, I'd love your little approach. So Jeff Janaka said, do you want to come on my show? Gamers who sit on the couch and get fat. I like that approach. I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing. That's how I tune into Jeff. I sit there and I get pizza and my other sweets, and I stay up late at night and actually talk in the chat. It's a bad habit.
Hey, Holt, how are you?
I actually tried to see if it was scrolling up or scrolling down on Restream to read the chat. I was just trying to mention the comments of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I hope I got that off my chest.
I'm gonna have to rewatch the show.
I'm really happy that you just disconnected. I would have done exactly the same. I would have went, oh, where are we going?
No, I have no idea what's going on. And
have you checked? Is it me disconnecting or is it you? I mean, I don't know.
It's me. And so now that I'm hoping what's happened is because you were in, I'm hoping that it'll take your connection and run it. And maybe that'll free up some of my bandwidth.
You know what they say, don't you?
What's that?
In, out, you shake it all about. You do the hokey cokey and you turn out. No. Never heard that 90s song?
No.
You've never heard the hokey cokey?
I have heard the hokey cokey. I did not know we were talking about that.
That's what happens when you put it in, out, in.
Oh my goodness. Well, Holtz, Final Fantasy. Sounds like you're... What about Dragon Dogma? Are you going to get into that? I know you were talking about that.
I am actually waiting for reviews. I trust the community wholeheartedly. So once I actually hear reviews of Dragon Dogma 2, then I'll definitely dive in. To me, the games that I've pre-ordered is Rise of the Ronin, which I'm going to play tonight. Well, not tonight, tomorrow. I've installed it. And Princess Peach.
Really?
I'm a big, huge Mario fan. I always buy, the expansions of Mario, so that we see other characters. So Yoshi's Woolly World, or Toadstool, or anything that sort of evolves from Mario, I'm down. Luigi's Mansion, stuff like that. So I didn't want to sort of be biased against Princess Peach, so I just thought, yes, let's get it.
So I don't know if I'll be playing it. Like I said, I'm enjoying my Prince of Persia, which they're dropping a DLC here later this month for free. And then I'm going to get into the Ghost of Eden. I can't think of the name of the game, but that's probably the next game I'm going to play.
I've pre-ordered Ghost of Tsushima on PC.
Are you going to play it on PC?
I've already played it on PlayStation 5.
Right.
I just love double dipping on PC, because my mindset is like, what happens if you come from an optimized space of like hardware that's supposed to be out of date, and what happens if you put it with a raw power CPU processor and see what happens with all the sort of bells and whistles of DLSS or FSR and stuff like that, and then see what it looks like. So I'm always actually double dipping to have this experience. So, and when I've actually heard that Rise and Rowan isn't like as visual stunning as Ghost of Tsushima, that's okay. As long as the game mechanics and the story is amazing, I can roll with that, and then I can actually dive in and then compare the PC to a PlayStation.
Yeah, I like I said, I don't necessarily look at the Metacritic scores. Like most of the games I like are all in the 80s, like the games I really like, or even the 70s. Like, Little Nightmares did not get really high marks, but I think the game's amazing. So,
Well,
yeah.
I've mentioned it loads of times, like thanks to you for inspiring loads of games that I've not tried and a lot of people out there. And that's why I trust the community over people who just
Yeah.
sell reviews. And I understand they have to make money. And I don't think they're gamers. I don't think they finish games. I think they just sort of have to review it, process it, put it out as fast as possible, and they just run with the score. And
Yeah.
you don't know if a game will pick up or drop depending on the hours they put in. So
Yeah, I think gaming, I don't know how they do it. The one person I like is the one from Forbes, Paul Tassi. I do like he actually will tell you like I didn't beat it or I did play through it and beat it. I like his reviews a lot. But overall, I don't really follow too many other people.
well, to me, when I spoke about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and this is not any shade on the game, but I feel like a lot of gamers picked on the idea of Starfield and stuff like that in the past with being so generic. And I'm just trying to say to people that when I'm actually playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I'm actually finding so generic that I wouldn't give it a nomination for Game of the Year.
It may not get it, right? We have like it'll be interesting. This year's Game of the Year is so crazy that we're talking about Game of the Year and it's March. We're going to see. Like we have Black Myth Wukong, that is supposedly a Game of the Year contender that a lot of people have, which I think is really interesting considering it's coming from a studio that's never put out a Game of the Year, but everybody's saying it's a Game of the Year. Or it's like a new studio. I think this is their first game that they've done. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Well,
That
the problem with this year is that we're going to be saturated with a lot of hack and slashes. So the problem
what's
is
wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure that Game of the Year would not allow to have 6 nominations of hack and slashes.
All right. Oh, I forgot to end my poll. There's a
So
poll.
they're going to have a little bit of diversity, aren't they, in the genres?
They are. There's a poll. Hold on. There's a poll. I gotta end a poll. Xbox is y'all. Dark 185 just posted a clickbait of a title. Let me end this poll. There we go. The poll is ended. And I don't know where the link is. There we go. Liberty Island wins over Ellis Island. All right, and let me put this in there in case anybody wants to come in. And then we're going to be shutting it down here in the next 20 minutes, y'all. The next 20 minutes. Apologize for all the issues. I'm going to have to fix this. That's cool. Look at Rudix. That's cool. We're going to have that. You're talking muscle stuff.
I mean, you just missed me. I actually had my... I just said about how I love how Rudigs and Rousters sort of do their gamers who lift. So I just want to aspire to be, not now, of course, you know what I mean, because I need to build up to that 90 key. But I feel like,
did you hear that? Did y'all hear that? If y'all have not seen it, Rouster does 90 kilograms dumbbells.
You see, these, can I just say, these are advanced metal that you can't find on Earth. So these are quite heavy. I think these are about like 200 kilograms. I just want you to tell.
Look at that. Look at, what do they call? Oh, wow.
These here are interchangeable weights. So you push a button and you can sort of interchange.
Look at the science.
And of course, this is heavy alloy you won't find on Earth. So each plate's 100 kilograms. So I
Well,
can.
hey, as long as you're healthy, and I don't know if he's still in chat, but shout out to Internet of Games. If y'all have not been following his journey, he's going to be doing a really good summary of like what he's been doing over the last 84 days. Keep me honest there, Rouster. But Internet of Games, y'all go check out his channel. He's been doing shorts, really been um, getting healthy, and it's really inspirational. So
Uh,
go check that out.
I love it. I love it because it's not that I love our hobby as gaming, but once I actually find out, because I find you guys and girls as personalities, and when I actually find something more interesting about you, so it could be streaming movies, or it could be fitness, or it could be a way of eating. It really captivates me more to watch more content that's outside of gaming. I really love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, I like it because obviously I try to bring a little bit more. Y'all know y'all now know one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time, Alien. But I just like to I think this is an interesting way to connect with people and to tell them about their history and how they're actually French, all these years later.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, not French. French. Well,
I feel like this is like something like where
and
you're
it, like,
like you can't
well,
even say it. You're like,
actually going to Google it. I'll be French.
oh my god. You say you're gonna Google it?
Not now. But what I actually pre-ordered, I've actually got Ghostbusters coming up. I've got Godzilla and Kung Fu Pandas 2, Kung Fu Panda 4.
So you pre-ordered the movie that just came out?
Pre-ordered my tickets.
Oh, your
And
tickets.
screening of like Ghostbusters.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
really
no,
upset
Ghostbusters, y'all check it out. I put it in earlier.
I was really upset that I did have a 12 o'clock showing. I mean, my cinema's literally right next to a cemetery, so that would have been perfect for Ghostbusters.
I always think Ghostbusters is so interesting. I always figure out like Slimer, you
Yeah,
know?
I would have been walking on with me Ghostbusters popcorn trap.
Do y'all have those in the UK too?
No. Oh, I hope we do, because if I don't, I'm going to be like, damn Americans. Is
They
it called?
do. Go check it out. I can't see who's talking about it.
The last time I actually seen stuff was Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire. That's when we started having like this sort of holographic tin of popcorn, but they sort of got rid of that.
Ooh.
So we don't really have merchandise. I mean, back in the day, back then, you used to buy posters and other merch of, but you don't have that now.
Well, I just recently, like I said, started getting back into movie. You know what movie brought me back? Um, Knock in the Woods. I don't know the M Night Shyamalan movie that came out earlier this year. Like I saw that, and then I was like, you know what? I missed this. And then I got my own theater and stuff.
Well,
So.
I actually messaged you. Did you actually see any nominate? Have you seen any movies from the nominations or winners of the Oscars? Because I know a few.
So I have been waiting. Funny you say that. I have Oppenheimer up there somewhere that I am waiting for
Get him
to
off the
watch this
shelf. He
week.
doesn't deserve to be up there. Get him off.
No, there's like a remodeling going on in the other room, so I don't wanna put them there. But it's up there. Oppenheimer's up there, and I'm gonna be watching that this weekend.
I mean, I was very gutted. I pre-ordered Mean Girls the musical, and my niece, 18, said it's on Paramount Plus. I've googled it, and then I realized it was only American Paramount Plus. So I bought Paramount Plus for a month, and it was a waste of money.
That's how they get you. Wit, tell us a classic horror movie that we need to binge. Wit, the top one I have up there, that one is Jaws. Watching Jaws again.
I mean, my top 5 movies wouldn't be anyone's. Should I say? I mean, I love stuff like Vanilla Sky by Tom Cruise.
Vanilla Sky, is that the one with Cameron Diaz?
Yes, that is one of my
Oh
favorites.
my goodness.
I mean, my when I was in college a few years ago, my
Vanilla
teacher
Sky.
strutted in and he went, "Name your best movie ever," and everyone was like, "Star Wars: Return of the Jedi," this to this, Grease, and stuff like that. And he went to me,
Grease.
"Name yours," and I went, "Vanilla Sky," Tom Cruise, and he just went, "No one's ever said that." And that was like 2003, and I always keep on saying that I just love the premise of that movie.
I would say one of my top 11 favorite films, not to ruin which film that is, but top 11 for y'all who are keeping track, is Magnolia with Tom Cruise. It's one of my top 11 favorite films. Well
So
said.
Vanilla Sky, Independence Day, Fifth Element. I
Who
wouldn't go.
puts Independence Day in their top 3?
I'm trying to say, I went to cinema back then, and I'm trying to say nostalgia and CGI and how as it sort of went to a 4K reference. I still say it was amazing, amazing cut. So
Independence Day.
Independence Day. I mean, seeing that CGI moment just blew me away in that time. And I mentioned like in the past that seeing like Disney doing like 101 Dalmatians, seeing them work with animals and stuff like that, it just blows me away. So when I actually think about these movies, I'm actually not just representing like sort of CGI graphics of a shark, for example.
So, Holtz, I'm glad you're on the channel for this next conversation. So I was actually going to open up with this conversation, but I didn't. So I actually, as I showed people earlier, the game, the Marvel 1943 or whatever the game is called, right? I showed
Was
that
that
trailer
one with
earlier.
Captain America and Black Panther?
Oh, I lost you. Say something. There
Black
we go.
Panther, Captain America with
Yeah,
Hydra.
right. But so what I didn't talk about is we didn't actually talk about that game. We talked about in general this idea that came up last week, and Rouster actually made. I like how Rouster makes light of a lot of stuff. How in certain characters, and this has been brought up on Cowboys channel before, they will switch some of the physical characteristics of a character, right? They may make a character a different race, they make a character something different than traditionally has been done, right? So most recently, like making Ariel from the Little Mermaid, instead of being like this redhead Welsh chick, is like this mixed race chick.
I do not know, right? And I've been speaking to many ethnic groups since this, and to me, they're focused on nostalgia from their childhood than ever focusing on a diversity point of view. So when someone mentions about like switching something, I'm like, have you seen the movie? So they're like, oh yeah, I don't like The Little Mermaid, for example, but I love The Little Mermaid. I took my younger niece and nephews to see The Little Mermaid who've never seen the cartoon. They've only seen the live adaptation, and they were just in awe with it, absolutely with awe with it. And that's what I realized. Some people just stick to nostalgia too much, and then they complain about diversity.
Yeah. So I think so interesting enough, my analysts or one of my analysts on my team, we had like a deep conversation about this for like a solid it was like a good amount of time. And I thought she had a really nuanced point of view on this. Right. So a lot of people have been talking about like, hey, Severin, who's not here, Severin's like, hey, my blade always like Blade is a certain thing. Like they know Blade from Wesley Snipes, but if you actually look at the comic book, Blade is actually a mixed race character. And so even the Blade that we knew, some people were like, "Hey, what if they change Green Lantern?" But if you look about it historically, Green Lantern is not a black character, and so it kind of made me think about deeper storytelling.
And
Go
this the
ahead.
point, they fall into the nostalgia reference, what they see in their Hollywood moments, like I said, Wesley Snipes and stuff like that. And that's what captivates them and inspires them in the future. But like you just said, the characters from the mangas, the comics, the source material that don't identify this character as that, but people run with it anyway. So
Yeah. And so I asked her about it, and so you're exactly right. And
it's the same
there's
with,
certain
so
go
it's
ahead.
the same with Doctor Who. There was representation all through the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s that Time Lords could be multiple genders, races, whatever. And then when the Doctor changed to female, everyone was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this!" And it was like you've had 60 years of content telling you it could happen, but you just refused to accept it could happen. And I was like, "Oh my god, what's with these people?"
Yeah, so I agree. I agree. I think I don't know. To me, I totally hear you on that. Like they could roll out that this character could be something different, and then when it happens, people get upset.
But you
And
see,
I think
I
they
think what it
hold on
is
to.
purple. I think
Go ahead.
it's the media or people rebelling against the media that's the problem. To me, as an average consumer, I don't care. I go and watch my own movies, and it doesn't care what the review score says on Rotten Tomatoes or what people say to me. I just go and actually come with my own conclusion, and I'll speak. And it's the same like James Bond, No Time to Die. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, there's going to be a female Bond in it." They realised it was just 007, and then Bond goes, "Our Bond." Daniel Craig goes, "It's just a reference, just a name. Who's asked? Who cares?" And then you realise other people care that it's 007 and not the whole agency or the people who are trained to kill. And I was like, "Oh my god, you just need to get a grip." But to them,
Yeah.
it's so entangled into their upbringing.
Yeah, to me, it's something I just don't necessarily get is and here's the reason why. Like, I look at it from a bigger storytelling point of view. And what I look at is like there's a saying, right, that uh imitation is like the greatest form of flattery, right? And so even when we tell stories, like everyone's like, why can't we just have instead of this character, they just make a brand new character, basically. And it's like there's an evolution of character development,
Yeah.
right? There's always like this evolution of like they try to just slap a different face on the same character. That doesn't work. And it's an evolution to initially something that is new. And I don't think people have an appreciation for
I
that.
don't understand why people are being so appreciative of Disney and then slagging Disney off when half their stuff were robbed from Brothers Grimm story tales and no one cared back then.
And
And it's like,
Brothers Grimm story tales are ripped off of other if you
yeah,
actually
and
understand of the
I
Brothers
had to go
Grimm,
back and
where
back and
those
back,
kids'
and it's
stories
like
came
for some
from.
strange reason there was a marketing term that created like I don't know Hollywood and it created the press that represented the movies, and then people subscribed to magazines and stuff like, and he just wanted to be part. So I think that's why they're hate, and I'm like, I don't give a crap. Really don't. I really don't. I don't need representation. I don't need diversity. Just tell a good story, and I'll watch it, and I'll go, "Hmm, it's great." You don't have to do it for me. You don't have to do it for other people. Just create a story, and I'll follow it.
I agree. I agree. No, I'm a great that's how I look at games. I just look at what is the quality of the story. Like I like stories.
Now, do I care if I got a rip off? I don't know. Say it was Wesley Snipes. We got a rip off white guy playing Blade, but it wasn't called Blade. But people knew it was a spittle success of the Blade. I didn't care. Just do you. And if you
See, and
captivate
so
me on a
here's the thing, like, if the character has like Magneto, right? Here's a great character, right? Like, there is something with Magneto's upbringing, but why they're Magneto, right? So I could understand why Magneto has to be a certain race, comes from a certain background. But there's many characters that that's not the case.
Yeah, but you see, the problem is with that tale is that sort of Marvel and all that is sort of branched out to a multiverse. So in the end, that ethnicity and age group or whatever of Magneto could be applied to any alternative Earth where that same prejudice and discrimination could
Yes,
happen
yes, I
anywhere else,
agree.
and it could be another person, could be a female Magneto. We don't,
Oh, I
well,
totally agree. I totally agree. I think that's the multiverse where it comes from. Like if it's explained like that, sure, but I don't think people even want to get to that point, right? People want to like I knew this from this cartoon from the 90s. That's how I want to see it.
well, yeah, that's it. That's it. Did he want to stay at a nostalgia point with me? I'm like, I'm all right with them. And I was watching Halo just before, and I love Halo. I've been playing Halo since like 2001, stuff like that. And I just watched like the first 4 episodes, and I thought to myself, what are people on about saying it's garbage? It's not amazing. It's good to a point of great. I'm like, why? I'm watching 4 episodes, having the time of my life, and I don't feel like I am ever, apart from like, why is Master Chief took his helmet off? But I'm like, apart from that, I'm like, I was down with the story, how it's progression. And I just remember game was just really hating the adaptation of the Halo series. And to me, I'm like, maybe you got your heart in your sleeve too much, I guess.
Yeah, I think sometimes people just need to take a step back. But that's we could say that for everything. They take it a little too serious, but they could. I don't know.
I mean, this goes back to the point. We talk about like Tomb Raider or Fables reimagining of female characters, or what's happening with Stellar Blade, or other portraying of characters. Is like Barrett from Final Fantasy too stereotype, or is this person white moustache? I don't know. And to me, I'm like, you're looking into it too much. Just enjoy the story. These characters are not too deep. They don't have this narrative that you have. Just enjoy the scenes and the game and play it. They're not trying to belittle people or change people's minds, radicalize you or change that. To me, I'm like, if I walk past and see a Christian symbol or a friggin' American flag, I don't sit there and go, oh my God, look at that. Doesn't represent me. I just carry on playing the game, going do 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 do. But I feel like what happens in a closed bubble or echo chamber, they like snipping that one scene and it blows all over the internet. Like the whole game's about that, and it's only just one instance, one little split second that half the people won't even know it was there or made reference to.
I agree. I agree. I think most people are like, the reason I wanted to bring it up is because there's just been this steady drumbeat of this stuff that where people are taking this one scene or this one character,
Does it have to be a drum beat?
this tambourine.
It could be anything, couldn't it? It could be any beat. It could be a bass beat. Boom, 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 boom.
They're taking a beat. Can we do that? Or we
Drop a
could
beat.
we drop a beat? They're taking a beat. We just mentioned beat. You want to know what a great musical group is that has amazing, like, musical genius in it? I haven't talked about this group, but we talked about beats, and if you actually try to compose their music, you're gonna really is out there. Oh my goodness. Also, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Holtz, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So the group, before I get it, is War. The group is War. That's the name of the group. They have amazing songs. So, like, if you've ever heard of Lowrider, that's the group. And like, if you listen to it, it's actually really crazy what they're able to do within their music.
Do you know what the best beats are that stick to their source material?
What's that?
Beetroot.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
You fell into that.
Oh my goodness. Here I am having this deep discussion about war, and we talk about beetroot. I don't even know what that is.
Well, it's purple. You should know. How dare you?
That's not well, I'll have to come and interview beetroot. Thank goodness.
Well, I haven't got a clue about war.
What? War is an amazing group. I need someone to back me up on this.
The only war that I know in music is War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds.
When the war, Mars, stuff like that. That's
my goodness.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm still here. Well, Holtz in chat. I know we're having a lot of technical difficulties, but it is getting to that time where I gotta close it down for the night. Thank you so much for bearing with me through all these technical difficulties. Thank you, Holtz, for holding down the chat. Thank you, Lo-Fi, for getting us started off with some crazy questions.
Well, Purple, all I want to know from chat.
Oh my goodness.
All I want to know from chat was that our technical understandings, or was it technical issues?
I'm so pissed. All right. So with that said, Holtz, anything you want to say?
Stay true to yourself and enjoy what you're doing and have fun in gaming and watching movies.
And for me, y'all, I'm going to say really quick, I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, the proof is in the playing. All right. Take care, everyone. And peace. Holtz, can you hear me?
What's the matter with your chat? How come the extra outro didn't go on?
I don't think so. Holtz, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How come your
Uh-oh.
outro?